Adolf Hitler was born on the 20th of April, 1889, in the small Austrian town of Brunau am Inn, near the German border. His childhood was not extraordinary, yet it was marked by instability, discipline, and growing resentment. His father, Alois Hitler, was a strict customs official who believed in authority and obedience. His mother, Clara, was gentle and protective, and Hitler adored her deeply. The contrast between harsh discipline and emotional dependence would shape his personality for life. As a child, Hitler dreamed of becoming an artist. He was fascinated by architecture, paintings, and grand historical scenes. After his father's death in 1903, Hitler abandoned formal education and moved to Vienna, believing talent alone would carry him forward. Reality struck hard. Twice he applied to the Academy of Fine Arts and was rejected. These failures crushed his self-image and planted a deep sense of humiliation. In Vienna, he lived in poverty, drifting between shelters, selling small paintings to survive. Vienna also became the place where Hitler absorbed radical ideas. The city was a melting pot of ethnicities, political movements, and rising nationalism. Anti-Semitic newspapers, racial theories, and populist speeches surrounded him daily. Hitler later claimed that it was here he developed his hatred toward Jews, Marxists, and liberal democracy. Whether exaggerated or not, his time in Vienna radicalized his worldview and gave him scapegoats for his personal failures. In 1913, Hitler moved to Munich, escaping both poverty and Austrian military service. When World War I broke out in 1914, he volunteered eagerly for the German army. War gave Hitler what civilian life never had: purpose, structure, and identity. He served as a messenger on the Western Front, witnessing death, destruction, and chaos. Though not a high-ranking soldier, he was brave and disciplined, earning the Iron Cross for bravery. Germany's defeat in 1918 devastated Hitler. Like many veterans, he felt betrayed. The sudden collapse of the German Empire and the signing of the Treaty of Versailles felt like a national humiliation. Germany lost territory, military power, and was blamed entirely for the war. Hitler accepted the Stabinde myth, believing Germany had not been defeated on the battlefield but sabotaged by politicians, socialists, and Jews at home. After the war, Germany descended into chaos. Economic collapse, inflation, street violence, and political extremism dominated daily life. Hitler remained in the army and was assigned to monitor political groups. In 1919, he attended a meeting of the German Workers' Party. His speaking ability stood out immediately. He could sense anger in the crowd and amplify it. Soon, he joined the party, later renaming it the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or Nazi Party. Hitler discovered that words were his greatest weapon. His speeches blended nationalism, victimhood, and promise. He spoke of a strong Germany, Rassalpurithi, and revenge against those who had betrayed the nation. Crowds responded with devotion. By the early 1920s, Hitler had become the undisputed leader of the Nazi Party. He created symbols, uniforms, salutes, and myths, transforming politics into theater. In 1923, believing the Weimar Republic was weak, Hitler attempted a violent takeover known as the Beer Hall Putsch. The coup failed, and Hitler was arrested. Though the rebellion collapsed quickly, the trial became a turning point. Hitler used the courtroom as a stage, portraying himself as a patriot fighting for Germany. The judges were sympathetic, and he received a light sentence. During his imprisonment, Hitler wrote Mein Kampf, outlining his ideology. The book revealed his obsession with race, territory, and power. He believed history was a struggle between races, that Jews were Germany's greatest enemy, and that Germany must expand eastward to survive. Though initially unpopular, the book later became central to Nazi doctrine. After his release, Hitler abandoned violent revolution and chose a legal path to power. He rebuilt the Nazi Party, expanding propaganda, youth organizations, and paramilitary groups. The Great Depression of 1929 transformed his fortunes. Millions of Germans lost jobs and faith in democracy. Hitler presented himself as the solution, promising order, pride, and recovery. By 1932, the Nazis were the largest party in Germany, though without a majority. Conservative elites believed they could control Hitler and use his popularity. In January 1933, President Paul von Hindenburg appointed Adolf Hitler as Chancellor of Germany. It was a fatal miscalculation. On saying power, Hitler moved swiftly. The Reichstag fire allowed him to crush political opposition. Civil liberties were suspended. Communists, socialists, and critics were arrested. In 1934, during the Night of the Long Knives, Hitler eliminated rivals within his own movement. When Hindenburg died, Hitler merged the offices of Chancellor and President, declaring himself for. By 1939, Hitler had transformed Germany into a totalitarian state. Opposition was silenced, society militarized, and the economy focused on He violated the Treaty of Versailles openly, reoccupied the Rhineland, annexed Austria, and seized Czechoslovakia. The world watched, hesitated, and appeased. Behind the scenes, Hitler prepared for war. His ambitions were no longer hidden. Germany would rise again, and Europe would burn to make it happen.